All right, woohoo! Am I streaming still?
Yeah, you're still streaming. Don't worry, Mocha hasn't moved you.
All right,
All
so
right, theory tier list made by assholes who are mean to theorists all the time because we're mean.
yes, we were thinking of making like a canon's theories of like what's the things that we most take for granted. I'm not sure if like those are on there, but I thought like it'd
I'm
just be
sure a
quicker
few
and
will
easier to
be.
do this. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Our tiers are will happen, possible, maybe, unlikely. And I added these two, cool but why, and makes the story worse. Oh no, so I added
Awesome.
three. I added a meme, which is just like this is just there for a meme. It's not a serious
It's
theory.
funny.
All
Yeah.
right, and also there's no shot for just ones that are true. All right, Crocodile's Luffy's mom. Meme.
I want to call it a meme, but some people take it seriously.
Some people do take it seriously, and but I'm still gonna call it a meme.
No, no, I think we should. Let's be honest. Just put in unlikely. Some people do believe it.
That is true.
I want to say unlikely and no shot because a part of me is like, but it'd be really funny.
Yeah. All right.
I should say no shot, but I don't want to.
I know. Like,
Luffy
yeah,
gets executed is a strong possible.
yeah, it's possible. Like, I don't think it will because then it's just like, well, like I thought it's gonna end with like Luffy, like
Yeah, I guess the
in
world
it.
hasn't changed that
Yeah,
much.
like what is Eam still in power? Like who caught Luffy and put him in there? Like
Is
what?
Kobe executing him? Is Kobe deranged?
Yeah. Like I can imagine like after like all of a sudden Emu's defeated, Luffy goes on to be a pirate still, and then Kobe still chases him like for fun, not because he thinks
Yeah,
Luffy's the
like
most
it's
villainous man on the
possible,
sea,
but I don't put much stake
but
in
just
it.
like as part of their fun rivalry. I don't think it's gonna end with Luffy getting executed.
Shiki
Shiki
will
will
be
be
important.
important. All right,
Um, uh,
I'm gonna say unlikely.
Unlikely.
Wait, what?
What's funny is I would say cool, but why? But like I know why. It's because it'd be fun. But
Yeah,
no, we won't.
movie
Um,
character. Okay, Rocks is
Rocks
one of
is
the
one of the
Goros.
Gorosei. Too late for that. Can we just put no shot? No, he's fucking not.
Yeah, I know. I don't
If
believe
we're
that.
wrong about this,
It's like, what? Wait, how did he get there? How the fuck
well,
did he get that job?
I think this. No, I think this video's old. I think this tier list is from like
Oh yeah, no. This
mid
is like
Wano.
this is from like a year and a half ago, probably.
Yeah. So not that important. All right. Next, Emu is in Lily's body. That's definitely possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Like we know we learned literally last chapter. Eam can possess people. Maybe their body isn't their original body. We know
Yeah.
that the
So like,
personality swap and it
there's
exists.
stuff of value there.
Yeah, there's reasons to believe it. Crossguild will ally with the
Crocodile will
Straw
ally with
Hats.
this. Oh, Cross Guild. I hope so. I think that's a maybe.
I would rather they be antagonists because like that seems to be
No,
more
they should be
natural.
antagonists first and then allies.
Yes.
It's just a maybe. It's just like, do they just get wiped out and defeated and then they never show up again? Or does the final war happen and we need Buggy's help? It's just one of the two.
Yeah. All right. End of series.
End of
Buggy
series
will have
Buggy.
Yonko power level. I
That's
think that
a
makes the
maybe.
story worse. I think it makes the story worse.
Yeah, you're right. Buggy's supposed to be weak. It's funnier when he's weak.
Yeah, he's also more inspiring if he's a weakling, and he's just like, listen, I didn't have no super ultra super saiyan power level, but I still cobbled these boys together. I still made Cross Guild. I still had that S tier marketing team. We got ourselves to the top, and we're going.
Yes. All right. Zoro will kill Mihawk. Who? Cool, but why?
Yeah, cool, but why? It's just like, all right,
What's the point?
like again, like maybe that could be like a fun conclusion for Mihawk's character, where it's like, oh yeah, killed by his people. It's like I finally got the battle I wanted. There's nothing left for me now. Blah. Like sure, maybe.
But like, why?
Yeah.
Whitebeard thought a fuck you. Um,
Uh, it's a thing. Like
this specific wording is less bad.
yeah, I know.
Like
Like
this,
it's the thing. The bad one is if this said like Whitebeard was grooming Ace to be Pirate
you
King,
put
then
it
it
and makes the story worse.
yeah. But like
But
it's changed it a bit, and now I'm not sure
no,
where
the
to put
idea
it.
that just he's the second Joy Boy. I think if Whitebeard knew about Joy Boy, he probably believed that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like
So, like, if we do literally what this says, it's like I'd put it in maybe, like a 50% chance.
I know, but
If we
like I
pretend it's
want.
Whitebeard was grooming Ace, makes the story worse.
Yeah,
So, like,
I know. That's the thing. It's like I imagine the reason this was put on here is because they went in with that mindset, like, oh, this is why he took an interest in Ace, and like like he was planning to groom him to be like the Pirate King. It's like, but he wasn't. Clearly, he knew that Ace didn't want to be like his dad, and why would he groom Ace for the wish of his fathers when he knew Ace hated
yeah,
his
so
dad? It's like
basically,
why would he do that to Ace? Like why?
Yeah. So basically, if it's the whole Whitebeard loved Ace more than everyone else and he was his secret favorite, fuck you. If it was just uh Whitebeard heard the story of Joy Boy from Roger and he thought it was Ace, yeah, that seems fair. Um,
Yeah.
next, Koza will be the king of Alabasta. Um,
So he just marries Vivi, I guess. This is the Koza
yeah,
X
is it
Vivi
he marries
shippers.
Vivi or is it like Vivi abstains or something?
You know, instead of maybe I'm gonna just put sure.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, why not, I guess? Like either or, like either the Nefertari stop ruling because Vivi fucks off to
Should
be a
know maybe's
pirate or something.
it's more accurate. Maybe's more
um,
accurate.
yeah, or he just marries. I don't care. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Next is
Usopp inherits
Usopp
Nolan's will.
inherited Nolan's.
Well, he kind
Well,
of already did technically when he defended the Tontada and like,
yeah.
yeah.
And then I guess it's more like, what do you mean Nolan's will? Do you think Nolan had like a grand plan?
We know that Noland was a botanist, and Usopp's teacher, Heracleson, is really good with plants. So like
No, what's
maybe
funny is
there's
if
like this
you said
long chain of botanists that starts with Noland and ends with Usopp.
yeah. No, like, I don't know what this theory means because it's also like, is Usopp a Nolan like spoof? Yes, he fights with plants. Nolan was a botanist, and he's a super liar. Nolan was framed as a liar. Like that's clearly like that's just true.
Yeah, you're clearly meant to like view the characters in a dichotomy like that, but
Yeah,
like
so I'm not sure what the exact question is here. Where do
yeah,
we put this?
yes.
Oh, I was distracted.
Can you hear my dog and my sister?
No, I only heard you yelling at them.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Yeah.
Usopp inherited Nolan's. So I don't know what this
I
means.
mean, like,
So should
I
we just?
get like, was Nolan's will ringing the golden bell? Because if that's the case, that's
Because
already
if that's
dead
the
and
case, then
gone.
no,
Then
he
it's
didn't
no
do that.
shot.
So should we just put it in maybe because we don't know what the fuck it's asking?
You know what? I'm gonna make a new tier. Add row
Called
below.
what? What does this mean? What is Nolan's will?
All right, Sabo will bring Vivi to the Straw Hats. Well, I'd say that that's like very unlikely at this point, considering she's with Morgan, and Sabo's gonna probably have his hands full doing revolutionary stuff with in Mary Joa and Dragon. So like, is it like no shot or unlikely?
My family distracted me.
Oh wowie zowie.
Okay,
Okay.
Sabo will bring Vivi to the Straw Hats.
Like it's gonna be Morgan's at this point, so like I think I
Yeah,
put in like
I
no
put that in
shot.
unlikely right now.
Yeah, maybe even no shot because it seems
No,
pretty
no,
clear they
because we
set up
don't know what's
Morgan.
gonna happen.
I
Some
know
dumb
that's
shit could happen.
true. That's true, but also like it's clearly gonna be Morgan's.
No, I think we should leave it in unlikely just to be nice.
Vivi will
That's a
inherit the will.
probably.
Yeah, though that's like
Like unless there's no, I won't put in will happen because there's like a low chance that like oh maybe Lily was also a fucking dumbass.
yeah. Maybe like Lily wanted to oppose Eam, but in like the
I
wrong
would
way
say
or
this is
something.
the most likely theory so far.
Yeah. I'm
Let's
gonna
say.
put something above possible and put very likely.
Okay, just because you want that one there. All right,
Yes, because it deserves to be higher.
fair enough.
All
All right,
right. Dragon will wage war on me. This already happened.
but just put it in will happen.
Will happen
Like,
slash
because even if they no, because even if they mean like a bigger version will happen, it's like yeah, fucking obviously.
will happen slash has happened.
Nice. All right, next we
Law will
have
betray
Law
the
will be.
Straw Hats. I'm gonna put a no shot. I don't think he can do it at this point. Aside from like maybe in like like if they team up again, then like in a fun mischievous way, it ends with like, oh, by the way, Straw Hat, I stole your road poneglyph, haha. Then he laughs away as his
I'm gonna say no shot because there's
submarine
no way
falls
it's gonna
away.
happen at any serious degree.
No, it's not. He's not. I don't think he's gonna seriously try and kill Luffy at any point. But I can't imagine that he mischievously just like, ha, I stole your road poneglyph at the end of the big arc, Luffy. Fuck
And I
you.
feel like
I'm gonna make it a
that's
raft
not
tail
in the.
first.
I feel like that's not in the vein of the theory.
Yeah. Caribou will be important. He already is,
Yep,
bud.
he's
Already
always been
is.
important. Always has been. Luffy will
Always.
Luffy will kill Blackbeard. Maybe.
I I don't think if he does it, I don't think it's gonna be like I'm gonna make the decision to kill you. I think it'll just be
But like,
incidental, like he hits him real
it'll
hard,
be
he
like
falls into the
Kaido
ocean.
if we assume Kaido's dead.
Yeah.
I know people want Blackbeard to be the first known character to drown because he's the devil fruit guy, and that's a cute idea.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot, especially because like
Yeah,
he ate like two devil fruits and like possibly a third one, so he's like the and like
yeah,
they
he's
always
the devil
yeah,
fruit
so
guy.
they always framed it like, oh yeah, like if you eat a devil fruit, you're greedy. You were so hungry for power that you were willing to be cursed and
So
never
like,
swim
even if
again.
Luffy doesn't kill Blackbeard directly, if we just make it their fight leads to Blackbeard's death, it's like, yeah, that's probably gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I like that because like Blackbeard's like clearly like the most power hungry, one of the most power hungry characters we've ever met. So like the fact that he would be the one to die from the stupid curse that no one else has like died from yet would be pretty great.
Okay, hold
Okay.
on, I'll be right back.
Oh no, not again. Oh no, he left the whole call this time. I might have to fill space again
Okay, I'm
by
back.
talking about Fire Emblem again. I have to do that
What?
again now.
Why
Oh
are we talking
no.
about Fire Emblem? Tell me what to say. Hancock will sacrifice herself for Luffy. Maybe I put that in
Sure,
unlikely,
maybe.
honestly.
Yeah, okay. Like
I
she
I
would in
just
a
don't think it's
heartbeat,
like,
but like
but I
is
don't think
that
she's
what's
gonna
gonna happen?
die. It
Yeah.
just doesn't seem like she'd die. She just doesn't give the vibes of a character that dies.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Akainu was Conqueror's
Sakazuki
Haki.
has conquers. I think that's very likely.
Yes, very likely, especially because there are so many people lined up to fight Sakazuki, and because we're learning that Conqueror's Haki is like one of the
Super important.
one of the easiest ways to become a top tier fighter is to get Conqueror's infusion. Like it seems like Akainu might like would probably want to have that if he's going to fight like Luffy,
Yeah,
Sabo, Fujitora,
and like,
maybe
he's not
Aokiji again,
and like
maybe Dragon.
he's like even less subservient than someone like Sengoku, who according to the Viva cards has conquerors hockey.
Yeah.
It's like him having it. I just believe that.
All right, Luffy will
Luffy will
command the Sea
command the
King.
Sea Kings. Is that to say Luffy will tell Shirahoshi what to do?
Yeah, I know that it should be that Luffy's like, "Hey, Shirahoshi, can you get them to do this?" And then she's like, "All right."
If they mean like he tells him what to do with the voice of all things, no shot. That's not happening.
Yeah, I know. I don't want that because then
Yeah,
at
no.
that point, then it's like, well, what the fuck is good use of Poseidon
Shirahoshi's
if
doing
anyone
it,
can do
not
it? Yeah,
Luffy.
yeah.
Stupid. All right.
Kuzan is the
Kuzan is
commander
the
of sword.
commander of swords.
Makes
I'd say unlikely at this point.
I would say makes the story worse based on what his motivation is now.
That's
Because then
fair. Also,
is it just like what was Oda lying to us when like or was the story lying to us when it showed like the way that framed like him meeting Blackbeard? Was that like intentionally
yeah,
meant to be deceptive, like his own internal monologues and
also,
all
oh,
that?
not to mention that Kobe seems to imply Drake is the leader of Sword.
Yeah,
Yeah, at this point, Kuzan, if he's a government plant, it's more complicated than Sword.
yeah. All right. Emu will betray the world government. The thing is,
Eme is the world government.
yeah, no, that's the
That's not
thing.
how that works. Can you put that in question marks?
I would have agreed to this if it framed it differently, because like again, like in the last video we recorded, we brought up the possibility that maybe Emu like sacrifices the
Eat
celestial dragons
dragons, yeah.
to do a weird demon thing. Like if he like like sacrifices a lot of world government goons in order to gain like more power or something, that's something I can easily imagine him doing. But like Emu will betray the government. Like, what do you mean? Like he's
Yeah,
gonna
put
suddenly
that in question
disagree?
mark. I
Yeah,
don't understand what that means.
yeah.
Shanks
Shanks
lost his arm because he did. Can you put that in meme? That's a meme. That's not a serious
Shanks
fucking
lost him
sentence.
because he didn't want to save Luffy. Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
meme. That's just. It's not a serious sentence.
The red line
Like,
will be destroyed.
he was like, I was trying to have Luffy die and I fucked it up. The red line will be destroyed, making the world one. Here's the thing about that. It's possible, but there's two like iffies. Like if it's destroyed, it has to be in a way that doesn't, raise the sea level with all the falling rocks. Because right now, one of our goals is to not raise the fucking sea level. So it'd have to be like it was done by a devil fruit, and we can get rid of it by defeating someone.
Yeah.
And two, the idea that maybe we just get rid of Reverse Mountain, which like is like the easier solution.
I think not reverse mountain. It should just be like the place where Mary Joa is sitting, because like again, like it's the place right above Fishman Island. It seems like it'd be appropriate to destroy that place specifically, so that
That's
like
fair.
that place isn't like above everyone else in Fishman Island specifically anymore. So I think that
Well,
chunk
like
will
some
be
level
destroyed.
of destruction is going to happen.
Uh,
Like to specify, a version of this will probably
you know
happen.
what? That should probably
Maybe
be
not the
another tier, a version of this.
No, I think in that case we should just lower it to possible. Like
No, I want a new tier called a version of this.
how many tiers are you gonna
I want as
Ah!
many dumb tiers as possible. That's the goal.
There is a better version of this.
There's a better version.
Nice.
All right, I think Usopp inherited Nolansville is one of those.
Yes, that now goes there.
Maybe Emu will betray the
No,
government. Too.
no, that sentence just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
L?
L. Was that a typo?
Is it laws?
Law's devil food is the most important in series.
I think that's laws spelled wrong.
There's also like a grammar type where important is series, not
Just
important
put it
in
in question
series.
mark. This is a nonsense. Okay. Blackbeard will wage war on Marijois. Very likely. It seems like he wants to.
Yeah, like we learned that like he wants to get a position as king, but it's easy to
You're
imagine.
like a teacher who doesn't know how to not have the video player show. Click away. Click anywhere. Thank you. Not there. All right. Thank you. But yeah, no, yeah. Blackbeard clearly wants to be king of the world. Naturally, that would require attacking Marijois. Literally, the only way he doesn't is if Luffy defeats him before he gets to that step.
Yeah. I know a lot of people say like, oh, he wants to like team up with the world government, but like I feel like clearly like it's like he wants something from them, and he doesn't want it as like a permanent position, kind of like the warlord.
Yeah, Augur said he's going to rule the world. It's pretty obvious Blackbeard wants to be the one sitting on that throne, which is too small for him. He'll need a bigger one.
Yeah. Also, like again, if he's inheriting Rocks as well, then Rocks also wanted to become king
so
of the world.
it all makes sense. Lunarians were the inhabitants of God Valley.
Well, that's wrong.
Oops.
Oopsies. Also, we were told they were living on top of the red line.
So yeah,
like,
it's just that was always a stupid theory.
Yeah.
Big Mom and
Kaido will return.
I think that's
I think that's very likely.
I don't agree with you.
I find it very hard to imagine they don't, just because of how the story loves reusing its villains. Like there's not
don't agree with
like
you.
aside from I think Arlong and Kuro, every single main antagonist has been reused in some way after their main arc.
Has not been reused.
Yes, he has. He reappeared, remember? He reappeared with Gin.
That doesn't mean he was reused.
He reappeared with Gin. He's back, baby.
That doesn't count.
He's fucking back, baby. He's back.
Arlong's back because Hachi said he's in jail. No, I don't agree with you.
Like, it really is just like every major antagonist, aside from some of the very early ones.
You sound like Morge right now.
But like the story, you know that
Here's
the story.
What Oda always does.
I'm not saying he always does it, but like the story loves reusing its antagonists.
You're just
in a bunch of
Oda
obvious.
With the story, you're doing the same thing.
But like I'm right when I say that most antagonists end up being reused later on because
means
Oda loves reusing characters. He just it's what he does.
Doesn't mean they're going to this time. I'm not convinced it's as likely as you think it is.
All right, I think you're wrong.
I would at the very least, like, I won't argue with you if you drop it to possible. I'd put it lower though.
You know what? I'm gonna put another row on top.
You better not put it that high. What you're just gonna have the Shiki and Puff disagree?
We disagree. We disagreed.
I think at the stage we're in the story, it's very likely Oda's just gonna start getting rid of villains. Like, it's like, yeah, no, I think Saturn's coming back because Oda loves reusing villains.
I feel like there's a bit of a difference between like Saturn and Kaido and Big Mom though, and that's like Saturn you're
right. Saturn is tied to magical immortality, so actually, there's a very logical way he could come back.
Well, no, I was gonna say because like
I know I was fucking with you.
Because like one of the reasons why Oda is comfortable killing characters sometimes because they're really fucking old or have unnaturally long lifespans.
So Big Mom, who's really fucking old.
She's just
She's
9. She's not even
70.
104. She's not even.
Ancient.
No, what do you mean? Humans
Ancient
can live to be
woman.
humans in One Piece can live to be 140. She's basically middle aged. She's
To be
basically
fair, only
middle aged.
Kureha's ever lived that long.
She's middle aged.
Yeah. Next is to Marineford, because who to Marineford? Question mark.
Okay, this is just cut off and we can't see the whole thing.
Yeah, question mark. It doesn't make sense.
Onigashima is Joy Boy's
Onigashima is
skeleton.
Joy Boy's skeleton. No
Cool,
shot.
cool, but why?
Oh yeah, no, Kubo Y makes more sense because
Like,
that is a cool idea, but what do we get out of that?
Like, I guess like it's kind of like would be like a fun irony for Kaido's base to be like in Joy Boy's like corpse
like,
when he like wanted to be Joy Boy himself. There's
guess,
something there,
like,
I guess. So it's like cool, but like, why though?
Like, was Joy Boy that big? Good for him. Mihawk has conquerors? Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna say very likely.
I'd say that's more likely than Sakazuki. No, you don't need to rank him within the tiers. We haven't been doing that so far.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, that seems extremely likely. Like, I would be baffled if he doesn't.
You know what? I'm gonna put we disagreed at the somewhere near the bottom.
That's funny. I think Mihawk is like one of the top contenders for living characters who needs to be confirmed to have Conqueror's Haki.
Yeah, I mean he's the best swords boy. He's got to be the king of swordsmen.
Sabo is the will of Lily? What the fuck does that mean?
Not Sabo will inherit the will of Lily. He is the will of Lily.
What? Okay, question mark. I don't know what that means.
Zoro's true backstory will be a huge reveal. I'm gonna put it. Does this make? I can't say makes the story worse because if Oda wanted to do it, it could be fine.
No
but like,
shot.
yeah, dude, we know what Zoro's deal is now. Stop.
Yeah, no shot.
That's the thing.
An orphan.
The thing is, like, people want to expand Zoro's wiki page, and they think that'll make him a better character, and they can't just take his connection with Wano as like something, you know, in and of itself to be interpreted as something to interweave with the rest of his character. No, we gotta expand the wiki page, or else he doesn't become more deep.
Yeah, Dragon is a win Logia. That's pretty likely.
Possible.
Yeah, pretty possible.
Yeah. Blackbeard is
the son of Rocks.
That's possible.
Is he old enough?
Isn't
he younger than Shanks?
He might be younger than Shanks. And I guess the thing is, it's possible that, like, you know, again, like
he wasn't actually dead, but
yeah, no, like, it's possible
he's
that, like,
38. He's younger than Shanks, right?
Yeah, like, but again, like, it's possible that, like, Rocks never died at God Valley. And,
no, that's what I mean. He was not actually, but I would say unlikely that he's the biological son.
Yeah.
Wait, no, 38. He's wait, was he 38 pre-time skip? No, he's actually a year older than Shanks, so that is possible.
Oh yeah. Also, like, it's fun to imagine that maybe, like, his mom did the same thing that Ace's mom did, held him in for a little too long.
It's in that case, yeah, I would say possible.
Yeah.
We
also like brought up that, like, oh, he has a special lineage of some sort.
Yeah, that could be Rocks.
Yeah.
All right, next is
Tattoo is a diss to celestial dragons knowing the void.
Get out of here! I can't read it.
I can't read it. Sanji, fuck off! Fuck off!
All right, next.
Fuck off!
It's not even Lunarian. It's specifically Seraphim, which is even dumber.
Okay, Seraphim, you're just wrong.
That's even dumber.
Oh my god.
Right, Shimotsuki D Zoro D the D.
This is just Zoro a D. I'm gonna put this in unlikely, but not impossible. Because if it turns out that some people in Wano were also Ds, but we're hiding it, it's like I can see it.
Or like maybe because we learned that maybe you can just give the D title to anyone, so maybe every Straw Hat has it by the end of series. Like they just willingly adopt it.
I just imagine Luffy looks at them all. It's like, hey, you guys are like a family to me, so you should all have a D in your name.
Just D Nami, because there's no last name.
Blackbeard is a clone of Rocks
made by the world government.
I think that's less likely than the sun thing.
Yeah, like it's still possible, but
yeah,
we have to put it in maybe because like his body, like the fact is Blackbeard has a weird body, and that does need an answer.
Yeah. Maybe his weird body is because he was a clone, except they tweaked him to have like 3 stomachs so that he can have multiple devil fruits or something like that.
Or made him a tri-brain or
whatever. A tri-brain. Right, they made him a tri-brain tribe member.
He's the only member. Yeah.
Luffy's dream is a big party for the world. This
That's
one,
pretty possible.
this one I'm torn on because it's like, this is the only thing I can think of that's likely to
But
be
it doesn't
Luffy's
seem
secret
good enough.
dream. But it doesn't seem like good enough. But like it is the most likely theory I can think of at this time. So is it like very likely or possible?
I would say possible because I feel like we can do better.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna put another row below called "We Can Do Better."
so many fucking tears.
We can do better.
Okay, great. Alright, next is um
Laugh Tale is
Laugh
named after
named after
Bing's
What?
Well, Laugh Tale is never said in the song Bing Sake, so I just think that's wrong.
What? What? Put that in cool, but why? Because like that's a cool idea, but also why?
I feel like it could also be like there's a better version of it, but
yeah, there are Laugh Tale and Bing Saga theories, but I don't know what that one's about. That one's
yeah.
weird.
Blackbeard's
Devil
first
Fruit
was a mythical
Cerberus.
zone. Cerberus theory.
Unlikely.
I do think it's very unlikely because it's like, did he never feel desperate enough to use like his first devil fruit at any point? Like why not?
He did against Shanks. That's how he got the scar.
But we saw he had a claw thing. Why would he have a claw thing if he had actual claws from his
that's
own
the
fruit?
trick. He uses his real claws and then pretends he did it with the claw thing.
Masterful game, Blackbeard.
Yes, he's a genius.
The One Piece is a tree when you don't.
I hadn't. I.
I don't think so. Like
I'd say very unlikely.
I think like the theories about like what the One Piece is like I can't think of anything that like it couldn't be. I imagine.
Like, I'd say this is pretty low on the belief system.
Yeah.
I'd say
Unlikely.
very unlikely.
Yeah.
All right. Next is
Also, again, it's just like, why would this be the thing that's like so important that like this is what the whole like series is leading up to?
The things none of the people who went to Laugh Tale ate.
No, I don't even mean that. I mean like, let's say Luffy finds this thing. How does that help him like defeat the world government or like discover the true history or
He'll
anything
find
like
the
that?
perfect devil fruit for Frankie, and then Frankie will kill Eam.
Yes, cool. Buggy will find the One Piece and be king of the pirates.
Fuck yeah, that's
I
fucking
think
hysterical.
I
What's
do
funny
think
is, I hope he finds it, and it will be funny if he gets the title in some capacity. Where it's like half serious, half a meme. Where it's like,
there's a better
dude, there
version
is
of
a
this.
better version of this. Yes, there is a better version of this.
Yeah.
It's like I do want him to find it, but not first. I
Yeah,
do want people to regard him as something akin to King of the Pirates.
Oh yeah, no,
just
like
'cause
I
it's
wanted
funny.
to be like he's the fourth guy in line at Laugh Tale, but he's also touted as one of the legendary like pirate leaders
Yeah, something like
that were spearheading the voyage to Laugh Tale.
Luffy's Dofru is I feel like that got less likely with the Harley mural, which kind of implied it was something else.
Yeah.
But I think we could still, yeah, I think before the Harley, I would have said maybe, but now, yeah, I drop it to unlikely.
Yeah, also like again, like I still want to go by Vegapunk's line where it's like it was made by people's imaginations.
Yeah, and that's what Nika is, moron.
So like what did like so like it's like a chicken and egg thing now. It's like did people's imaginations make Nika, then Nika made the fruits, or is it like the just imagination made all the fruits separately? Like I think I prefer the second one.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Blank's dream is to live forever, thus the Pirate King is never blank.
Question mark. I don't know
fuck?
who they're talking about here. Greatly changes the quality of that theory.
Isn't Insland in a Sea King and the poneglyphs? I don't
could
fucking
be
know.
Tail can't read it. The One Piece is a bottle of sake to be shared party. At least I understand what this means. The One Piece is I think that is put that in. There's a better version of this. Like I think that's one aspect.
You know,
I think
like
the idea that there's like a sake you share with your friends and that's one part of it. That seems nice.
I do think there is definitely something like waiting at Laugh Tale that'll just be like perfectly suited for a nice party, like a big pile of gold, and in that big pile of gold maybe there's like an old wine bottle that's been aging for 9 bajillion years.
Yeah, I think
and
something like that
now.
is a very fun, cool idea. I like it.
Yeah.
It kind of just fits the whole like it's a big party thing. Dragon is Rox's son and married Garp's daughter.
I'm gonna say Unlikely. Actually, I'm gonna make a new tier called incredibly unlikely.
Just if we're moving anything else there,
We might have to do something else there. Um.
you
Okay, I'm
want to
gonna
do
put
Sabo
crocodiles
will
here.
bring Vivi. You want to also drop. I I'll be honest. I want to drop Sabo there too.
Yeah, because like it just seems like it's gonna be Morgan's. It's
It's just
gonna
like
be
that is a
Morgan's.
theory that was clearly made during a different chapter.
Yeah.
All right, what we got next? So many fucking tears. Okay, what we got next?
Sanji's a
Sanji
clone
is a
and died when
clone,
he
and
was a kid.
what? That feels. That feels like a meme. It's not, but that feels like one because it's so stupid. Puff, that is the One Piece version of it was because it was a dream in their coma. Like it's that
It,
level of
it
stupid.
does seem like something a 14-year-old would think up and then write a fan fiction about.
Hmm. Broke the
Blank broke
Noah,
Noah,
thus
thus
carries
carries
Minx.
Minx
So
two
this,
of each.
so this is something about Zunisha broke the Noah, which question mark. I don't know what the full theory is.
Yeah, no, I question. Yeah, I can't read it. Shank's full name
Shanks'
is
full name is
Porcus.
Porcus D. What?
So wait, if that's his full name, then that means that he is Rug and he is Ace's mom, who got gender bent.
But also, that doesn't make sense from an age standpoint.
Cool,
Or
but why?
yeah, it raises more questions than it answers.
Yeah. It's like that's a backstory, man. Like, dude, you
Hmm.
you you were just some lady living on an island. You fell in love with the king of the pirates. You gave birth to their son. You
Do you
faked
think
your
it
own
was a
death. You
typo
went into
and they meant to?
hiding,
Puff,
and
I
then
wonder if it was a
and then you.
typo and they meant to put his full name as Porcus D. Shanks. I wonder if that's it's possible, but who cares? Let's just run with
The
what
thing
they
is, it's
put.
it's also like again, like Shanks was a pirate on Roger's crew at the same time. He also fell in love with Rouge, so it's
Yeah.
like, was he double
Yeah.
lifing here?
No, no. Roger groomed him. There's there's no good answer to that question. Okay, Roger inherited Joy Boy's straw hat. Um,
I don't think it's the worst, but I do think it is unlikely just
I
because
think it's
like
unlikely because I think
it's
it's if Joy Boy had a straw hat, I assume it's the one Eam has.
yeah, I would assume that like it's the big one in that he's keeping in his vault.
I assume the Roger thing might just be like a cosmic coincidence.
Yeah, no, or like this is one theory I have that I think would be like the coolest way to do this is that like in the ancient kingdom, that type of straw was just really popular, and even though they've been wiped off the map and like the world government's trying to erase all their history and culture and stuff, like this one aspect of their culture just survived and
That
spread
could
to
be
other
cute.
islands.
I'd like
I
that.
think that's a cute idea, and I would I think it's
Yeah.
burrito. Dragon was an admiral. I'm gonna say makes the story worse because then it just raises questions like, well, how come no
Just like,
one
why
recognizes
didn't no
him?
one fucking recognize him? Why are they all stupid?
Like
Oh
again,
well,
the
Dragon
king
the
of
Admiral left,
like
and then
the
this guy called Dragon was a hyper revolutionary. Whoa, they're the same guy.
I know because no one knew that Garp was related to Dragon. So if the hero of the Marine Sun joined the Marines and then got the second highest rank you could possibly get, his name is should be in all the history books now.
Yeah,
Like
no, that's a
yeah,
no that one is genuinely fucking baffling. It makes no sense.
yeah, especially because like the way like Dragon, like the only time we've heard Dragon describing his time in the Marines is just like, yeah, I joined and then I found no justice there, kind of
Hold
implying
on.
that he probably like like saw what was happening, then got out fairly young
Do
or
you see
fairly
what the
quickly.
next one is? No shot. No shot. That doesn't make the story worse, but no shot.
Yeah, it just how does Garp's son end up in that position?
How the
Like is in this theory is this another like a dragon married into the monkey D name? Is that the part of
dude?
the
Yeah,
theory
dude, no,
here?
that one's stupid. We're not taking that one seriously.
Usopp will have
um,
conquer Saki? Yo, very likely.
most
Very
yeah, it's
likely.
hyper likely. Yes.
For reasons we
Um,
said in our last video, go watch
Marlin
it.
Shanks' family and leader of. Hey, look, they were right.
Yeah, woohoo, good job, guy.
Wow, you watched Film Red. I'm so proud. The red
The red
line is
lines.
artificial destroying makes all blue. Um,
Um,
again, problem with this is the second half. Okay, I think we have to do. There's a better version of this. because again, it's the whole thing of Sanji is being cheated because he doesn't fucking get an all blue. If it's like, oh, everything's the all blue. Fuck you, Sanji. Like, clearly this theory is made by people who don't give a shit about Sanji.
Yeah.
He said dumb. Like, there's a version of this where it's like, oh, when the rocks fall, a better version of Reverse Mountain will happen, and fish from all over the world will miraculously get caught in streams that dump them where Reverse Mountain used to be. And like, that's a better. Hey, look, we have wrong.
Well, the thing is, like, it's technically still possible because, like,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
guess
like
we'd have to put it in
Yamato, like, said,
unlikely.
like, oh yeah, you know, like, oh, like once like Wano is safe, they might like
Yeah,
join
and Yamato's
Luffy or
doing
like
the Odin thing of traversing Wano and getting his followers first and then joining. Like, literally, like
at the very least they're going to Grand Fleet, so like you
yes.
know.
Yeah, because Yamato is even getting Ulti and Page 1 to join the same way that like Odin got like fucking Shutenmaru to join. It's the same thing.
Well, that wasn't the same as Shutema, because Shutema was just the bandit leader who got his ass
No,
kicked. This is
I just mean
this is
like
a
turning enemies into his
yeah, or like
into his
random
vassals.
people he finds into his allies. Yeah,
Yes. It's just that, but again,
Vivi
Vivi, and it's
will join
also
the
like
crew.
rectifying Kaido's mistakes, which is also cool.
Yeah, it
Vivi
is
will join the crew again, very likely.
very likely. She's
Very
out and
likely.
about. She's with Morgans. She's probably gonna meet up with the crew later on,
She
and
did
it would
her
not
own
surprise me.
she did her own version of 3D2Y in the newspaper. That's a pretty big one. Next is
Bonnie will
Bonnie will
join the
join the
crew.
crew. I'm gonna say
Uh,
unlikely.
in unlikely, yeah. I'm not gonna put it in incredibly unlikely because that's reserved for like dog shit, stupid things.
That's just like hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
The
Uh, Blackbeard will kill
Blackbeard will
Shanks.
kill
Okay,
Shanks.
this is very.
Um,
This is
I I would put that in possible, but not very likely,
yeah,
because
like
there are other things that could happen to Shanks.
yeah, like very likely is like this is like such an obvious way for the story to go. This is it could happen. I don't think it's like one of the like yeah, it could happen. It's definitely a
No, I would
valid
say
way for the
very
story to go.
likely is like we're shocked if it doesn't happen. Possible is like, yeah, this is a very like yeah, it's like very likely is
Yeah.
like I'm baffled if it doesn't. Possible is
Yeah,
like
that's a good way
this
to
is
put
a
it.
front runner theory.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Kobe will help
Kobe will help.
Luffy against Blackbeard.
So just like the rocks parallel thing. Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, possible. Eh.
Yeah, it's like I'm fine with it. I have no
Especially,
flaws with it. Especially because
especially,
they've been building up that Kobe has beef with Blackbeard.
yeah. Like I could just imagine, like you know, like Kobe is like trying to rescue Garp, and then like Luffy's like, "Well, I don't give a shit about Garp," and Kobe's like, "Please don't," and there's like, "Oh, fine," and then Garp's like, "Oh, Luffy, I came to save him." It's like, "Yeah, Kobe asked, don't hug
He's
me."
like, oh, fair enough. Yeah, especially because, like, like, yeah, Kobe fought him at Rocky Port. Kobe got captured by him, and then Kobe had to run away from him while he beat up his master. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Also, I do think like that is like a good way to segue into like Luffy, like because we actually don't quite know what Luffy thinks about Garp right now. Because like
It'd be nice to learn.
there is some level of familiar love there, but like how much we saw that like during at the end of Ennie's lobby, but like how much has changed after the Marineford War? Does like
The
Luffy
ace thing.
yeah, does
Yeah.
Luffy how much does Luffy blame Garp for that? Like we actually
Yeah,
don't know. That could be
all of that
interesting.
is interesting. I'd
Yeah.
like to see that. Next is
Shanks is
Shanks is
meme, 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 meme.
Law will perform the immortal surgery. I think that makes the
Makes
story
the story
worse.
worse. Luffy is the type of person who's gonna die young.
Luffy's dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Law will perform the immortal surgery on Black. Cool, but how?
Yeah, it is like cool, but like I don't know if it's cool, but why? Because like I know
That's why
why
I
it would
said cool,
happen.
but how?
Yeah, it's like I see why Blackbeard would try and get Law to do that. It's just what situation does he make? Like, is it like does he hold a gun to Beppo's head? He'd be like, "Give me the immortality surgery, or I kill Beppo," and he's like, "Oh, I
It
gotta
seems like
do it.
that theory was made
I
when
gotta do
Blackbeard
it."
jumped Law, and they didn't know what he was gonna do next.
Yeah. All right.
um,
Rocks had Luffy's
Rock
fruit.
fruit. Very unlikely.
Very unlikely. Yeah.
Like, like I would say incredibly unlikely. Like it's baffling to
I
imagine.
do think it is actually like a cool idea because it's like, oh, maybe Rocks knew the significance of the fruit and wanted it for himself,
Yeah.
and like but
The
like,
big,
maybe he
the
never
big problem
managed.
is basically
Maybe he never
just
managed to awaken it because he wasn't the
no.
perfect
The big
freedom boy.
problem is literally just be all end all. Kaido would have said something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a second, I've seen these moves before.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what would be
Aokiji.
even funnier? He did, but like, the thing is, Rocks never developed the gears. He just stretched his arms. So when he saw Luffy inflate his bones and stuff, he was like, "That's
You just didn't know what
different.
the fuck it was.
That's a little different than what my captain did."
Mhm. Kuzan is still Marine.
I'm gonna put
It's less bad than he's the leader of Sword,
yeah, I'm
but
gonna put
I
like
don't believe it.
I'm gonna put unlikely.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Usopp is
Usopp,
narrating in One
fucking
Piece.
what?
Uh,
Like, no. That makes the story worse because that implies it's a lie.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
stupid.
dude, but what if Usopp has a character arc where it's like, I will never tell another lie again, and then he told the story of One Piece.
And then the Brook one is no shot.
Yeah, no shot. Cause it's like, again, like, how would he know about the scenes he's not there for? Like, he's not an omniscient being. How could he know all this shit?
Like, it's not as stupid as Usopp because like Usopp telling a story implies he's lying. Brook one is just like he can't though. He doesn't
Yeah.
know.
Like, especially when we see the narrator say things like, and meanwhile on this island, and meanwhile
Yeah,
on
it's
this
like-
island. Like,
yeah.
was Brook there when Kaido jumped off, like, the Sky Island, and
Yeah,
he knew
yeah,
about how many times Kaido was
if you
captured?
in a 1v1 bet on Kaido, Brook came up with that.
Especially because, like Brook came up with the 1v1 quote.
All of the characters' inner monologue. Kaido saying, "How far will your healing go?" Brook inferred Kaido was thinking that. Brook guessed that. What's next? Because that is funny.
Emu had the immortal surgery done. This is probably
Probably.
like this is likely. Yeah.
This is very likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because Eva literally said, "Here's what I think happened."
Well, like, again, this is the kind of thing where it's like, because they've already predicted that, like, does that mean they're gonna subvert our expectations and it's not that? That's the only like thing I'd say like kind of gives it some doubt, but like it is very likely.
Yes, it's very likely.
Blackbeard is three brothers
Blackbeard
in
is
one body.
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in just unlikely. Like
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Like, that's how he eats three devil fruits, because he's like a Siamese twin or something. But I think there's better answers.
Yeah.
Like, he has three
Sanji
stomachs.
So just Sanji x Nami, no shot.
It's
Dude,
not...
we're about to. Dude, you ready for a no shot lightning round?
Oh, yo, no shot. Zoro will die for Luffy. Okay, that's. I'm gonna put
I thought
like
there'd be more ships.
I'm gonna put
Unlikely.
incredibly unlikely.
I
just
thought there
'cause-
was gonna be more ships.
Again, like, I'm not
By the
gonna
way,
say
are
no
these
shot.
just the creators' two ships? Because why is it Sanji Nami and Zoro Robin?
Yeah.
Zoro Robin is not a high tier ship.
I know,
What's
like,
it doing
if
here?
I was thinking of like the most likely like Straw Hat ships, it would be like I guess just Sanji Nami, Luffy Nami, because main girl, main guy, and Sanji versus with the one lady he flirted with the most. Like, maybe Frankie and Robin, because they have a great dynamic, and it's like, sure, but like that again, that seems like there's not gonna be much romance among the crew, I don't think, especially because that's one of the things the author literally said I'm not doing. Aokiji will betray Blackbeard and help Luffy / Robin. I think that's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say it's one of the many likely Kuzan plot lines.
Yeah, especially because, like, literally, like, they say, like, hey, we're all just using each other. Like, where he has, like, I doubt he has, like, a solid loyalty to Blackbeard. Sanji will die. I'm gonna put incredibly unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like, why though?
Yeah.
Shanks is evil and will betray Luffy.
That's a meme. That's not serious. Serious. I'm sorry.
But dude, didn't you see my awesome Buggy video on my main channel? There's so
Yes,
much
I did.
evidence for it.
I was in
There's
it.
so much evidence for it, man. Shanks represents natural talent, and Buggy.
Lightning round.
Jinbei will die. Incredibly unlikely. Nami will die. Incredibly unlikely. Robin will die. Incredibly unlikely. Frankie will die. Incredibly unlikely. Brook is like, okay, Brook and Usopp are the two I think that are.
No, I would. Yeah, Brook and Usopp are definitely a tier above the rest.
I think they'll go into like maybe.
Honestly, I would put Jinbei one higher and unlikely solely because he's older.
That is, but like still, I don't think it's like old enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm still not banking on it or anything.
Yeah, just like all right, Jinbei's a bit older, so he goes in winter, I guess. But then these two, it's like I can think of like solid, clear reasons to why the story would want to kill them. Brook, because his whole story's been tied to death. He's super old, so I can imagine after
He's
he,
literally living on a second life right now.
yeah, so like I can imagine like after he fulfills his promise to Laboon, maybe like like because he's filled his last promise, his soul is just like it's ready to move on now or something, and
Yeah, like
then
he
his
performs a concert for
that's
Laboon, then
yeah,
perishes.
like that's the thing with his fruit now because because it doesn't have any life in it left. So
Yeah,
as soon as he loses his reason for living his dream, it's
yeah.
just like I'm good now, peace everyone.
What's
And then
next?
Usopp because like like warriors Elbaf not afraid of death or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
there's something there.
Usopp brings up sacrifice a lot
Yeah, so there's
when he
something there at
talks.
least. So like which you
Yeah,
can't say for the other Straw Hats. Chopper will die.
no.
I think this is like a no shot unironically.
Genuinely, no shot. No, he's not.
I think he's the least likely one to die just because
I
it would be
agree.
so
Easily.
mean to have like little Chopper there on the ground like someone call a doctor.
I am a doctor.
I guess this is one wound I can't fix up. And I will return. I will be shocked if he doesn't. It would be so weird if he never came back.
Yeah, mainly because his moon cover story is kind of To be fair, it would be very funny if the only relevance of the moon cover story is that Anel went there, and it's funny.
The moon never comes back again.
Just Anel learning the history of his people and being like, interesting. Kid is dead. No shot. In fact,
Yeah, no,
makes the
that's
story worse.
yeah, no, definitely. Because then it's just like, well, that's just a disappointing end for the character.
That's a waste of a character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Next is Shanks is Rox's son. Like, sure.
Dude, if he is Rox's son and also Garling's son, that is awesome.
Yeah, there was a sex change in there, so
Yeah,
you know how it
thank you,
goes.
Eva. I'm glad Eva really does open up One Piece theories in a way other series can't handle.
That's the thing. That's one thing about like Crocodile Luffy's mom. I don't want necessarily that one, but I want the story to pull that at least once.
Dude, at least once would be
Just
fucking
at
awesome.
least once, just to leave the door open for it, like to do it with others.
Mhm.
But like it doesn't even have to capsize them. Just leaving that on the table would be so hilarious and
Yes,
funny.
it'd be awesome. What's next?
The One Piece is the friends. This is just true. This is true. This is just
It is
will
true.
happen.
Like that's not the only
Wait, where'd
part.
it go? Where the fuck did it
Oh,
go?
we lost the One Piece.
Oh no,
No,
where is it? Okay, where is it?
we lost the friends we made along the way.
The One Piece is the friends we made along the way.
Where did you put it?
Fuck, I had the One Piece and I lost it.
Are you fucking kidding me? Found it.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I found a different. What the fuck? Where is it?
Okay.
No, a different one. Did
God.
it disappear into the void? Oh, that.
The One
It's
Piece.
gone. You
Oh
killed
my God! What happened?
it. You deleted it.
Did it like fall somewhere down here?
We'll find it. We'll find whatever.
Okay.
We'll worry about
Luffy's
that
mom was
later.
a celestial dragon. It's like sure, like all right,
Maybe.
maybe. Like there's not really
Maybe.
anything
I
that
guess.
disproves it, but like I don't see any particularly strong reason for it
I
to be
don't
true
really have a
either.
reason to believe it.
Law is an undercover marine. Fuck off.
I would say
Makes
that
the
is
story worse.
no. It does make the story worse, but I do think it's no shot.
Yeah. Again, it would also make his conversation with
Sengoku
Goku
hilarious.
so confusing. It's like, wait, is Sengoku not the one who sent him undercover?
Sengoku
What?
doesn't
Does he
know.
not know?
Sengoku, yeah. What makes the story worse?
No, the thing is, I can imagine one possible way that this isn't shit.
What would that be?
It's that like Luffy learns what the One Piece is and all that, and then like something about it just doesn't click with him. He's like, I'm not interested anymore, and then like because he says something, he'll say like, I don't want a boring adventure and stuff. So if the One Piece isn't that anymore, I can imagine it'd be like a fun ending if this is still something Blackbeard's willing to like fight and die for, or other people really want their hands on. And Luffy's like, no, I don't really need that, and it's like, oh, that's the journey, not the destination type of thing. So like I can imagine that, but like I do think that's incredibly unlikely. Because like I could literally only conceive of one particular way of it being written and it not
Fair
being
enough.
like the shittiest thing ever. D stands for dawn or dream.
Sure.
Likely or
Possible.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mihawk and Emu are related. Like,
Um,
cool, but
I would.
why?
Yeah, put in cool, but why on it? Wait,
Yeah.
we know why. It answers the eyes, but that's so stupid. I want to put it there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shanks gave
Shanks
Kaido
gave Kaido
Yamato's dofu.
Yamato's dough. You know what? That's fucking funny. It's a funny bribe.
That would, but like I thought it was like in Wano, and like it was
No,
the
that's what
guardian
I
duty
said.
of
Put it in unlikely, but it's so funny. I can't even get mad at it. The Straw Hats will be able to travel to the Void Century. I have my doubts.
The thing is, like when time travel was introduced, it was like, oh, you could only go forward, and the story makes it really clear. It's like, oh, you only get one life, so have no regrets. You know, the you can never change the past, like stuff like that. And especially
But
because
you
like
could still do a version where they don't actually change anything.
like it's like, oh, like, and history is like an important theme. So if you could change it, that kind of like throws a big
No,
wrench
but
into
you
all
could just do a
that.
version where they're like, dude, they're like living it, but like they can't do anything
Yeah, no,
about it.
like
Type
if it's
shit.
just like they just like see a vision, and it's just like it's like, oh, it's like we're here, but we're like everything's a hologram and we can't touch anything. So like maybe
I would say, but I would say
there is a better
unlikely.
version of this.
Yeah, better version. That's fair. Um,
Blackbeard will
Blackbeard will
kill.
kill Emu. Incredibly unlikely.
Unlikely. Like
Yeah.
the only way I can imagine it is if it's just like literally like Luffy does all the hard work, and then at the last second Blackbeard steals the kill like he did with Whitebeard. It's like, well, this is my fruit now. Now I'm the final villain. Let's go, and then they do
I
that.
guess the difference is just the way I view it is like, okay, fuck it. I'm gonna talk like Morge. At the beginning of One Piece, the first thing Luffy did was defeat a pirate, and the second thing he did was overthrow a corrupt marine. Thus, at the end of the story, first he'll defeat a bad pirate, then he'll overthrow the corrupt marine. That is the order of events.
No, no, no. We switch it up. First, he defeats the oppressive government agent, and then he defeats the oppressive pirate.
Yeah.
We flip it around a bit.
Yeah, we'll see.
We have to throw another mountain bandit in there somewhere to make it completely
Joy
consistent.
Boy was from Elbaf. Probably not. But like, no, I guess if the mural of I don't know.
The
I
thing
wouldn't
is,
say
I think it's incredibly unlucky because when we saw him with Emmett, he seemed like a fairly normal
normal
sized
size.
guy.
No, maybe he was a human from there. We don't know what Elbaf was like back then.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I'd
But
put it
like,
in regular unlikely. I don't think it's like incomprehensible. It's just like I don't know.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Like maybe he was a really short giant. He's like Bastille. He was only like 11 feet tall, which is shorter than some humans, but he was still like born a giant.
All right,
Maybe
what's
that's
next?
the thing. Okay. Von Clay will
Bon Clay.
return.
I would fucking
I
hope.
hope so.
Yeah.
Very likely.
Very likely. Our king. Yeah, if there's another Impel downbreak, Bond's gonna be part of it. Dragon knows everything. Everything. I
Okay,
have my
I'm gonna.
doubts.
No, the thing is, I'm gonna
Better
say.
version of this theory.
I'm gonna
There's a better
say.
version.
I'm gonna say no shot because he didn't know about Emu.
I would say there's a better version of this theory.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
you could say maybe he knows he could say maybe he knows the most, or maybe like almost the most out of any living human, but he doesn't know everything.
yeah.
So either no shot or there's a better version.
Kizu
Teaser joins us.
joins.
No shot.
Yeah, I can't. It's hard to imagine.
That was
Honestly.
an egghead theory.
Stride will
A
get the
straw
pop
hat will
offer.
get the.
This is just Vivi.
Yeah,
Will Vivi get the pop offer?
this
Let's
is
be
Vivi.
real.
Yeah.
This is Vivi.
Well, no, it's because the Niku thing. I'd say this is possible. I'd say very possible. Like yeah.
I think this is just like a maybe.
Oh, I put it
Because
impossible.
no, I think it's maybe because
likely.
I'm not sure if we're gonna kill Kuma.
Oh yeah, that's true. Kuma does have to die.
Kuma
That's
has
a
to
good
die
point.
for this to happen.
Kuma does have to die. That's a problem.
And
Fair enough.
the thing is like I thought it was really possible he dies in Egghead, but like
But
now
he's
that
not
he's
dead.
but now that he's with Bonnie, it seems like he's just going to try and protect Bonnie, and maybe we'll fix him later on if we're lucky. So like it's a little less likely he'll die now, but still very possible. So I think like it's fine going in maybe.
Yeah.
Luffy is Joy Boy who traveled through makes the story worse.
Yeah. What the fuck? Okay, can't read.
And Buccaneers were in charge of finding the blank. Okay. Dragon and Shanks are both Rox's son.
What?
Well, we
Like,
know that
kinda-
Dragon is Garp's son, so
No, Garp adopted.
But like again,
him.
this must have been like he married in, I guess.
No, or maybe Garp adopted him.
Okay.
You don't know he's his blood child.
I guess just incredibly unlikely.
Yeah, Puff, I assume you've already seen this because it's all over Twitter, but I do only think of you when I see this fucking meme.
I know it's your favorite toy, but there's no replayability or the roguelike elements that ensure each playthrough is different from the last.
Alright, anyway, Rox is Eam. No shot.
Yeah, I remember that was in Arthur's like fan fiction version of
Oh yeah, he
uh,
was. At that
Reverie.
point he didn't know that much.
Yeah, it's just like,
Um,
oh, Rock's want to be king of the world, and Emu is also king of the world.
uh, no shot.
Does this make the
I
story
won't.
worse?
No, I won't. No, you can finagle a version where it's good, but it is
I guess.
stupid.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm literally just imagining. Oh my god, I'm just imagining. You know, like when we talked about like Moria, maybe like in the final arc might bring some bodies of important characters back to life and do like a diet
yeah.
version of Kabuto from Naruto. I'm imagining that, but among like the line of like Whitebeard's dead body, you get like Kawina. Kawina like standing beside the Whitebeard. It's like, oh, these two legendary warriors, and then like Luffy and Zoro have to like 2v2 them. It's like, oh my god, how do we defeat Whitebeard and this little girl who's pretty strong with a sword? All devil fruits were created. What does that mean? Like all of them were created, or else they wouldn't
I think
exist,
they
right?
mean artificially created.
Well, it doesn't say artificially created though. It just says all
I
devil fruits
okay,
were
yeah, put it in
created.
question mark, but I do assume that's what they meant.
Sabo
Sabo
will
will die
die
for
for Luffy.
maybe.
That would be like I see the irony in it where it's like, oh, like Luffy, like, you know, like he had another brother that he thought he lost but he didn't, and he's like replaces Ace and inherits Ace's will, but then he dies to protect Luffy the same way like Ace did. Like there's something there, but I think it's I think it's like a maybe at best, but unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
Garp will be publicly executed by Blackbeard. I
Possible.
I part of me kind of wants to doubt it because he has to be used as like a ransom chip,
No,
right?
I
So
do
like,
think actually I put it in maybe because like like circumstances could change and maybe he'd be forced to, but like you never know.
yeah, I imagine like if he does, it'll be like he'll announce, I'm going to execute Garp to try and like, you know, like force other people's hands to like, you know, force them to attack him maybe so we can
Yeah.
lure them into a trap. Maybe at that point, like maybe it would count. The Gorosei are from the Void Century. I think this is very likely. At least
Yeah,
some of
like
them. At
I
least
would
some of
be
them.
really surprised if they're not like one of the 20 kings.
Yeah. Like we know that sometimes their positions switch out, like, you know, like
Five of the
Saturn was
20 kings.
Saturn was replaced with Garling. So like maybe like all the original members, maybe these none of them are any of the original members, but like I do think it like I think at least one of them probably will be, just because that would be an interesting perspective for them to have. Like, oh, this is the one Gorosei who was with Emu from the beginning, or like one or two, whatever. Uh, Luffy versus Shanks David back fight. I love this so much, but I don't know how likely it is. Like
I would
I
say
would murder someone to make this happen.
can we cope and put it in maybe,
I'm gonna make a new tier.
please?
Yeah, I'd row below.
Just please. All right. Hey, I think you gotta calm down there.
Wait, no, not any love for me, because like again he doesn't know me. I'm gonna put any love for your fans slash
Fans.
readers.
Sure, sure. Where'd you put it? There it is. All right. I thought you were just gonna leave it at please, but sure. Okay. What's next? Also, click
Black
away, you bastard. Thank you.
Blackbeard will take Emu's fruit.
That's just the same as Blackbeard will kill Eam.
Yeah, I think this is like I think he'll definitely want to at some point.
Well, no,
But
if he
like, as
kills
for whether or
Eve, he
not he'll
takes his
actually,
devil fruit. These go hand in hand.
yeah. Where'd we put the other one? Maybe or
Blackbeard will kill Eve, probably and very unlikely.
yeah. I imagine he'll like want to at some point if he like like meets Emu, but like
Yeah.
again,
No, I think it's
like will
one.
he pull it off is another question
There it is.
entirely.
Blackbeard will kill Eve is an incredibly unlikely. Fix it. Go back up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ors from Void Century was Joy Boy.
No. I don't no shot. I don't even think that makes sense from a timeline perspective.
Yeah. Also, like again, we saw that silhouette. That doesn't look like Ors.
Also, he was described regularly as like a king of fucking monsters.
But
Like, I
do
guess could be
titles
a
are meant to be
lie.
dismantled?
Moria propaganda. um,
Dragon will kill Emu.
Probably not.
I doubt he'll land. I'm sure he's gonna help, but I doubt he's gonna land the killing blow.
That'd be he steals from his own kid.
Nika is an ancient weapon.
So they mean Luffy's
The devil
fruit,
fruit,
which,
I guess, which like
no
I think that's
shot.
I think that's a
Makes
cool
the
but
story-
why or no shot.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool, but why? 'Cause it's kind of funny. It's like,
Like
yeah, dude,
I
that's
do think
Uranus.
I do think a particular devil fruit being an ancient weapon is like a valid idea, but like yeah, it's like why though?
Yeah, why that way?
From the ancient race like Buccaneers and blank, who the fuck knows
Is
what?
that Buggy? Whatever.
Garp will kill a
Garp will
Kainu.
No, he won't. I put that in incredible. I won't say no shot, but I will say incredibly unlikely.
Yeah, because again, like he is one of the people lined up to maybe fight a Kainu.
But I don't think he deserves to kill.
Yeah, you know,
Sakazuki.
he doesn't deserve to be the one that does it. I think Garp, like has made too many mistakes in his life to get
Yeah,
like the
someone like
glory of killing.
Sabo or Luffy or Kobe or honestly even Smoker deserves it more.
Yeah.
Honestly, even Kizaru would deserve it more.
Rayleigh will die for Luffy. Like
He's old.
I'm sure Rayleigh is willing to die for Luffy. So I guess I'll just put in like unlikely or like maybe. Because again,
Yeah,
like old men are more prone to die because they lived a good life or whatever the hell. Aokiji is a spy for Shanks. It's like why the fuck? Why the fuck?
Put that in cool, but why?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in cool. Like I guess like that definitely makes him an interesting pawn in the story overall.
Like, why?
But like why?
That?
What does this do for like Aokiji's motivations as a character and stuff like that? Shanks wanted to give the Gum Gum to Ace. I think this is a very good one that I like.
I think it's possible. I wouldn't put it in very possible because again, there are other options.
Yeah.
But I don't like there are some like it does raise a few questions, mainly like is Shanks a fucking idiot? Did he never go into the mountains to look for him? But otherwise
Yeah.
No, it's not a terrible theory. There's just like it's not like I'm gonna be shocked if it's wrong. It's just like, yeah, if that happened, it makes sense.
Yeah. All right, Gear 5 is siphoning Luffy's life. Possible.
We talked about this. Put that in a fat maybe.
Yeah. Kainu Fuji. Okay, I'm
What?
gonna say cool, but why?
But why?
Cool, but why?
You can't say it's because they're both Japanese, because they're all Japanese.
I'm just remembering, like, when we learned that, like, like, the admirals were taken from, like, the marine draft, and, like, that draft was basically just taking military members from other islands. Does that mean that, like, Akainu and Fujitora grew up on the same island, and then one was like, I'm gonna, like, defend our island, then Akainu was like, I'm gonna kill pirates and join the marines, see ya, and then he drafted his brother in, and then they pretended not to know, not to treat each other as brothers or call each other brothers as they were talking multiple times. Or I guess they only talked to each other once, but like again, like why would that not be brought up? Ben Beckman took. Oh my god! I just got to remind how sad I was that Rockstar didn't kill Kid now.
Yeah, well, that's in a hyper likely. Like he kind of implied he did it.
Yeah. God, I missed our Rockstar theory. That I missed the days when our Rockstar theory was valid. Yeah.
And I had
Flamingo will return. He's going to come back.
He never really left, honestly.
He's coming back. He's coming
back.
He
never really left, honestly. We saw him in prison yapping with Magellan.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
Next is Weevil is Whitebeard's son.
It seems like he's a botched clone, but God, it'd be funny.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Yeah, because at this point, botched clone just seems more likely, which is
Yeah, because
unfortunate.
again,
But
like they literally the line where it's like Vegapunk can prove it, which you're like, all right, he's either a clone or is she literally saying Vegapunk is the only person
and
on the planet
they
with a
have a
DNA
clone,
tester.
and Buckin was part of Mads. There's a clone of her.
Yeah,
Um, Weevil
Weevil.
is a clone. More likely, unfortunately. I do think this is the more likely answer.
Yes, very
Yeah.
likely.
Like I'll be like if Oda twisted the Senshi reveals he's not a clone, he just is his son. I will be thrilled.
uh, I'm a little split on this one because it's like on one hand,
Like it's fun in concept as a dream team, but also how the fuck would that happen?
yeah. Like when I imagine like Doflamingo rejoin the story, I kind of just imagine two possibilities. Either he's like fuck the world government, I'm gonna like assist Luffy in a roundabout way, to in order to like help him do it, and then go off to fuck off being an evil guy, and then maybe get my comeuppance or something. Or B, uh, he is like enlisted by the world government because they feel desperate. It's like, all right, Doflamingo, if you help fight for us, you'll get like a cozy spot in Mary Jo or something. And he's like, all right, I guess that's better than rotting and impelled down for now. But and like I can't imagine one where he'd feel the want to join Cross Guild, even if it would be very funny.
I just put it in maybe. Like I'm not gonna act like it's not likely, but like it
I'm
has a
gonna
lot
put
of
in
caveats.
unlikely.
I think it's maybe just because fuck it. Like because the easy answer is just he's doing what Mihawk and Crocodile do. They're all split ruling.
Yeah, okay.
um,
Mihawk
Mihawk
will
will kill an
kill.
admiral. Cool, but why?
Yeah, it's just
Like
like
that's very cool, but why? Which
dude,
one?
like I'm just imagining, dude, him fighting Green Bull would probably be a cool fight, but also like, is that the most satisfying way to end Green Bull
I'm
or
glad you brought up
Fujitora or
Green Bull because
Kizaru's
that'd be the
character?
funniest one because of what Shanks did.
Yeah. Bonnie will join the Revolutionary Army. I
Yeah,
the thing is, I
maybe.
don't like. There's a clear motivation for her to do so, but I kind of think she'll want to continue being a pirate or an adventurer because, like,
I want her to meet the revolutionaries, which is to say, I want her to meet Ivankov because Ivankov is her uncle.
yeah,
But
best. He would be
I
the best
I
uncle in
keep
the
saying
world.
uncle, but no, Ivankov would want to be Bonnie's aunt. There is no question in my mind that is what Eva would want to be called.
You could just call me your uncle auntie.
Yeah, like that, yeah, either uncle auntie or just auntie. It's one of the two.
Like, there's a solid motivation for it, but like I think I prefer because like one thing that like the promise she made with Kuma for her birthday was that they travel the world together. So I
Yeah,
imagine
so,
that that's gonna
maybe.
be that would be her dream and what she
Also,
wants to
like
do with
she's
her
kind of
life.
young, and presumably the revolutionaries aren't going to be required for that much longer.
Now, what are you talking about, man? We need as much child soldiers as we can get.
All right, next is Rox was turned on by his crew. That's unlikely, but I can't deny that it like fuck it. Mid fight, Shiki threw an island at him. Halfway through God Valley, Shiki throws one half of the valley at Rox. Rox is like, "What the fuck is that?"
No, like, I'm imagining now, like, Rox reveals, oh, by the way, my real plan is to become king of the world, is to, like, blow up half the planet. Then every Rox pirate immediately stops and realizes this man's insane. I don't want to,
Yeah, he
no.
just says something truly stupid, and all of them are like, "What
They
did you just
dogpile
say?"
him. Like, Big Mom, Whitebeard, Buckin, they all just dogpile him. And then
They all just
Kaido,
hit him at once. He's like, "Oh fuck!"
the only one who doesn't is Kaido, and he's like, oh, well, I feel conflicted because he's like my dad or something, but like, he's
No, he's
crazy.
like, "Why would you say that?" And like as he says that, we then cut to Shiki and Big Mom fucking comboing him across the island.
You get Silver Axe in there. It's like you get the one attack, my Silver Axe attack. And then Captain John like, behold, my strongest attack, Captain John slap.
And then Garp and Roger are in the back, like, "We're taking the credit for this."
No, they kill Seal. They get the last hit in.
That'd be funny. Uh,
Whitebeard betrayed Rocks and helped Roger.
that's the
That's
same thing.
Yeah, I think it's a little more likely because I feel like if there was any, I'm not sure if all of them would betray Rocks, but
Like
like if any of them
I
do,
think
it would
he
probably
could
be
have
Whitebeard.
betrayed Rocks, but not in the like I attacked. Roger sense, but not in the I attacked Rock sense, but in the sense of like I chose to protect the slaves and fight the celestial dragons instead of doing whatever the fuck Rox was telling me to do. Because,
Yeah.
it's heavily implied he fought Garling. And that could be
Alrighty.
him protecting a slave.
Garp
Garp
created
created
sword
Sword.
for Civil War.
It's just like Garp is not a member of Sword.
I guess not as far as we're
Like he
aware.
could have made it, but like he's not confirmed a member. Uh I would say maybe. I think it's more likely someone else made it.
Yeah.
I agree Sword was probably made for like a potential rebellion in mind, but I don't think it was made by Garp.
Yeah.
Garp
You
and
know,
Aokiji
I'm gonna put that in. There's a better version of this.
Yeah. Hey, did you see the next one? Garp and Aokiji. No shot.
I'm sorry, buddy. Unless that whole fight was staged and all the emotions going through Aokiji's head was just him acting.
He was going through the emotions even though it was staged. He was having a real one that day.
The
The
Gorosei are
Gorosei are above Admiral.
If we're doing the whole well they're immortal so they may as well be stronger, then like sure.
Yeah, this is like a kind of sort of, I guess.
It's just possible. It's like sure. Also, War Tree does have
It's
top
like
tier.
I don't know. It's also the question of like, do Kuzan and Sakazuki have a counter to it?
Yeah,
Because they might.
And it's also like, are all the Gorosei like the same strength? Are they all the same power level, or like are we gonna see discrepancies
theoretically?
as the
Could
story goes
Sakazuki like Tien Shinhan one of them to the dirt long enough that the regen just stops working?
on?
Like, are they like homunculus Methame? Can you kill them enough that they just stop regenning? All right, what's next is
Luffy will kill
someone. I mean, sure.
Yeah, it's like
I think we should take this as he's going to intentionally try and take a life, which is a fat maybe.
Yeah, like maybe Blackbeard, maybe Emu once they learn what
The reason
Emu's
it's so
deal
interesting
is.
is because Luffy isn't like Deku or Naruto or like a Vash. He doesn't have like a no kill rule.
Yeah, you
He
know,
just
like that's
doesn't
not
go out of his way to.
it's not a huge concern for him or with the story in general whether or not Luffy kills people.
Yeah, so it's not that interesting if it happens.
Shanks and
Shanks
Dragon.
Dragon Alliance, sure, that could be fun, I guess.
I guess it's cool, but why?
No, I actually don't know I was trying to justify one, and I couldn't think of one.
I guess Shanks will eventually want to beat Emu to
Yeah, so
make
like
Roger's will come full
sure,
circle.
but
So
like these two specifically implies there's like no Luffy middleman.
yeah.
Cool, but I don't really get it. Scopper, well, good job, champ.
Woohoo!
All right,
there will be deaths in Elbaf. Well,
the concept of death, I would imagine.
well, I mean, King Harold did die a few days ago, but that was before we got there.
No, that wasn't a few days ago. That was years ago.
Oh right, yeah. I forgot.
No, just put that in very likely. Someone's dying.
Jor-El.
Honestly, he is number one on my list.
I can imagine some of the gods Knight dying. Like maybe we learned that
Summers
is like a 500-year-old whatever the fuck, and so it's just like
or honestly maybe killing him because his powers are too good.
Also, we know that Emu will kill his subordinates if
people
they don't
who fail, and he was mad at killing him.
So like he might kill like one of the gods Knight.
Garland and Shanks aren't related. No shot, unfortunately.
No.
You know, it'd be really funny. I wouldn't say does it because like imagining a version where they do is hilarious.
Yeah, it's just because then at that point it would be like there was an
Shamrock is adopted.
Yeah, no, like Shamrock is like actually Garling's son, but then it turns out he had an exact lookalike that happened to have been adopted into the family, and unbeknownst to him, they were not, like, he believes they're actually twins, but they're not.
Yeah.
Like, there's too many contrived things going on with that one.
Yeah, every Straw Hat will. I would fucking hope.
Yeah, I'm gonna put very likely.
I would hope. All right, what's next? By the way, still funny that the One Piece one just disappeared into the void. Dragon is the strongest. I think he's probably second strongest.
At best. I'm gonna put this in no shot because I do not believe it'll be Dragon. Because if it's Dragon,
no, I can't imagine being stronger than Eam. I can't imagine.
Again, like if he's stronger than Eam, we have nothing to worry about.
Unless Eam is like 6v1ing him. No, Dragon shows up to fight Eam, and it's like when Bond's kid fought Arthur.
But it is
It's like,
just
dude, what are we
like
doing
this is
here?
almost like saying like, dude, what if the Raikage is actually the strongest character in all of Naruto? It's like, well, okay, I guess he'll like fight Kaguya for us then. I guess we have nothing to worry about.
And it's like, oh, dude, did you? Oh, Hiruzen survived. Yeah, when he goes all out, he'll just kill Madara.
Yo, thoughts with one of the
Just
two Conquerors users? Let's go.
yes,
Very likely, very likely.
because Usopp, Vegapunk will die. He technically did.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look for the One Piece one again because it just
No,
like
I
fucking
think it
disappeared.
disappeared.
How does it do that though?
I don't know.
The One Piece is a bottle of sake. The red line is always the shots will be Garp. Luffy's dream. Blackbeard's will. Luffy, Emu, Luffy, Dragon, Blackbeard, Kobe, Aokiji, D, Shanks, Weevil, the Gorosei, Cross-Guild, Whitebeard, Koza, Blackbeard, Yamato, Brook, Usopp, Luffy, Astride, Garp, Rayleigh, Gear 5, Duffling, Bonnie, Whitebeard, Luffy, Shanks, Boa, Shimotsuki, Blackbeard. The One Piece is a tree. Luffy's Devil Fruit, Roger Heron, Bonnie, Okiji, Blackbeard, Jinbei, Joy Boy, Sabo, Dragon, Rocks, Crocodile, Sabo, Dragon, Law, Rocks, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Frankie, Robin, Shanks, Luffy, Shanks, Blackbeard, Dragon, Blackbeard, Garp, Zoro, Onigashima, Laughtail, Shanks, Mihawk, Nika Nika, Aokiji, Akainu, Mihawk, Shanks, Rocks, Law, Luffy, Lunarian, Zoro's True, Dragon, Brook, Sanji, Robin, Chopper, Law, Dragon, Kizu, Rocks, Queen, Oars, Garp, Garland, Dragon, Big Mom, and it's funny that this is the only one where we had disagreements.
That's the only one where we had a major disagreement.
The end of series Kuzan, Sanji, Dragon, Law, Usopp Kid, Luffy, Shanks, Emu, Law, the One Piece is the friends we made along the way. There it is! This will happen. This will happen. I have no doubts. Whatever the One Piece is, it will not be as valuable as the Straw Hats. Like they are the real treasure.
All right, we're done.
Woohoo!
Woo, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, back to Mocha I go.
Goodbye.